Hello again. I believe I said it earlier this semester in one of these great video introductions, which I know that you love, that all communication centers on getting the other person or the other people to change. Change their attitudes, change their behaviors, whatever. When you read about power in this chapter, you might think it's only reserved for the President of the United States or the mayor or the library director, who the library director, as we know, is the most powerful of all. But it's really just as relevant in libraries, maybe even more relevant. I've heard that the smaller the stakes, the more bitter the fight. And in libraries of all kinds, whether it's public, university, special, whatever, you name it, there are turf battles, dog-eat-dog turf battles to be fought. There are real power struggles that occur in even the smallest of organizations, especially when there's an attitude of, if you win, then I lose. So as you are imposing your will on others, or we should say as you're attempting to persuade them, it's important to give reasons. You might think this is a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised at how little some people think things through before they start trying to talk you into something. I remember an experience which involved the simple setup of a work area. I had an idea of how it should be arranged, and another librarian who had been there for about 100 years had a different idea. And I wrote all my reasons out ahead of time. I revised them and reconfigured, pared them down, tried to make them most relevant to the library director, who was the one that would be making the decision. And then when we both stood up to make our cases, it was my way all the way. So all of that neurotic preparation time had really paid off. That is one of the ways in that preparation that you establish credibility. I found it interesting in the textbook. Another way of establishing credibility is by explaining to others why you do the things that you do. You don't have to be at a job for very long to see that the leader who doesn't tell anybody what's going on, or who makes arbitrary commands or wild, irrational decisions without any kind of explanation, the dictator, is never very popular or effective. Although it can be fun, it's very bad, very bad. When you're trying to persuade other people to your point of view, be ethical about it. Don't lie. Always be honest. You can appeal to emotion, but don't do that too often, or you'll start sounding like an infomercial. As you're trying to gain compliance for, as they say in the book, remember that you probably won't win all the time. It's a sad fact, but not even Lyndon Johnson, who they say had an amazing and great way of twisting arms and towering over people until they caved to his will, could twist every arm into compliance every time. Just try not to be angry or bitter or offended when things don't go your way. You never know when you might have to cash in chips later. How do you know when you're dealing with an assertive librarian? They look at your shoes when they're talking to you instead of at their own. Very bad joke. But we want to focus on the positive aspects of assertive communication. It's so much better if we have people who are assertive and who try to communicate positively and openly with their coworkers. Unfortunately, the passive-aggressive model is really what we probably will see more of in the workplace. That's where people just take it and they take it. Sometimes they undermine the authority in the workplace. Sometimes they just flat out don't communicate, and then just when they've had it, they walk into the boss's office and they say, I can't take it anymore. So be assertive, my friends. Communicate openly, honestly, directly, and you'll be able to achieve all of your library dreams.